Hey, what's up my peoples? Emgo here, the freaking geek himself, and it's time to just transform the Trojan horse hurricane. So without further ado, let's just transform it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come back here, we're going to untab this section, and swing this over, and just leave that there for now. We can kind of raise that up and get that out of the way. This section, as you can see, is on a hinge. You can just bring that down. This section here will come up on a hinge, and then these sections will just rotate up like that, and everything should be sitting nice and flat like that. So now we're going to work on his legs. So what you want to do is you want to bring the foot down. You want to take the heel spur and fold this down. Bring this little spike up like so. Then you're going to take this section here, bring that all down, bring the foot down, just swing all this around so it is sitting like that. The next thing you want to do is you want to take this panel right here and just untab it. It's tabbed in right there. You can just swing this out, just bring this up, swing that out. Just leave that there for now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to untab this little thigh section here. So you don't want to pull it out. You actually want to slide it outward like that to untab it. And it will all come back here. This is on a double hinge in the back, so rotate this up. And that will help you get all of that out of the way. So once we've done that, we can take this and swing this up and over. You want to rotate the leg out to the side like that. And then all this will come up on a double hinge. This yellow panel here will swing out. Just bring that out and get that sitting all nice and flush. And then you can bring this all the way up and line all that up like that. And now this section here is on a slider. So I found the easiest way to do this is if you kind of bring this whole foot assembly back down just so you have a little bit more to push against. And just slide this up and just kind of give it a little wiggle and it should just lock itself in place so it's sitting nice and flush like that. So once you have that done, you can take this section here and just bring this out. Helps you get things out of the way. This entire assembly here is on a double hinge, so you can kind of rotate that forward like so. Then you can unfold all of this. You just kind of leave it hanging out like that, and then you can take this and just bring it up on that double hinge, and that will end up sitting right there. Then you can bring that up, and there is a tab that you will feel loop itself into a slot right in there in leg, like so. So you got that going on. Next, you want to make sure that this assembly right here is just sitting underneath that. You can see there's a little groove for it right in there. So get everything sitting flush, and then just kind of bring that down and bring all of this around. Again, you got double hinges here to work with, so make sure you got everything sitting nice and flush, and then this will end up just going over this tab right here. So just tab that in, and you will have to fiddle with this a bit more as you're going, but the end result is you just want everything sitting nice and flush as you can for now. Again, we'll have to fiddle with that later, but that's pretty much how you want all that looking right there. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just bring the foot down, bring down this heel piece. It's quite stiff on my copy. Bring this up, then you're going to untab this rotor section here. Just bring that up, bring that foot the rest of the way down, like that. Come under here, untab this section, just kind of bring that up and out, leave that there for now. Bring this section out to get out of your way, slide this whole thigh section outward to untab it, like so. Then just bring that back, bring it up on that double hinge to help get that out of your way. You can rotate this leg so the toe is facing out. Take all of this, bring this up on that double hinge. This panel always pops off the ball joint on my copy. But let's pop that back in, and again, take this section, and if it'll stay on the ball joint, just make sure that that is sitting flush with this right there like that, and then just bring this all the way up so it is sitting flush with this section here. Once you've done that, again, make life a little bit easier, just flip that in so you have something a little bit more to push against, and then just slide this up. And again, just kind of give it a little kind of wiggle just to get it to pop itself into place. That's going to come undone, that's fine. There you go. Get that in place like so. Pop this back in, and everything should be sitting just like that. At this point now, it does help to take his upper body here and just untab it, just bring it up. Helps get more things out of the way for you so you have some more room to work. But again, what you're going to do is just take all these panels here, just swing this forward, bring this up, just kind of unfold it, get that out of the way for now. Again, just make sure there's a lot of panels here to get out of the way. Bring that up and swing this in. Again, that'll just swoop itself into place like that. And again, this is where you have to get other things lined up. Make sure that that section is sitting right in that little groove there. That is sitting there for it. And bring this panel down. And again, you're going to be fiddling with this a lot as you go, so don't expend too much energy trying to get this lined up now, because it's not going to stay lined up. So just bring that over, and that will tab in right there, like that. Again, just kind of, it'll come undone, but try to get things as in place as you can for now. And there you have the two sides all done. You can take this little fin, bring that down. These propeller sections are going to rotate down. The legs themselves, the hips are going to drop down. So just kind of bring it down, and it should. There you go. There's one side. Then just bring down the other side, like so. And once you've done that, now you have multiple tabs and slots. I think it's easiest to just start at the bottom and work your way up. You have a little clip in here that's going to sit over like that. Then you have this right here that's going to drop over that. So again, just try to get everything lined up as best you can and get things connected. Like so. And make sure you get the back side all tabbed in together as well. Get it all squeezed together as best you can. Bring these up, and this will sit over this panel here. So again, get things lined up, push together, and everything should tab itself into place and sit nice and flush. And toes here, you can just bring out. Those will become extra fins. Again, just make sure you got everything nice and tabbed together. So now to start working on the upper body, we just want to just extend all of this out. We got, as usual, multiple hinges to work with here, so just straighten everything out like that. We're going to take this whole front section here, and you just kind of raise all this up, and again, lots of hinges here. Just straighten all this out like that. This in here, you're going to bring this up and then flip this section out like so. Then you're going to take these side sections here with these windows and just extend these out. Just bring them out part way. We're not going to close these up just yet, but just leave it open like that. Then we're going to take his head. His head is on multiple hinges here. There's the panel that his head is on untabs from back here, and then you want to bring up the neck section like that. So that's how you want that looking right there, and then you can take his head and just tuck it down so it's sitting right in there. Now you want to take these little panels, they're on a slider, as you can see. So you just want to take these and just bring these up and just slide them back. You have to drop his shoulders down. Do that. So bring that up and then just slide these back like so. So everything is sitting right there. Then you can bring all this up and this will tab in right here and lock into place. So you got that going on. So now what we're going to do for the arms is you want to take that arm and just bring it in. I'll try to get this out of the way so you can see. But bring that arm in on that hinge. You want to then rotate the shoulder. So these two screws here are now facing in. So that is your proper orientation. You then want to rotate the arm at the biceps. This green piece is now facing the back. So what you want to do here is you want to take his hand and you want to rotate it around and open his fingers up, and that will give you the clearance to take this panel here. It tabs into the side of his forearm, so untab it and that will just swing up and around and come around, and that will sit right there like that. Once you've done that, you take the hand and you rotate it in like that, and then just curl the fingers back up into a fist. And that's how you want that looking right there. So now what you're going to do is you want to make sure this little purple section's out of your way. This section here is on a hinge. It's on a ball joint actually, but just take that and just kind of rotate it out like so. And what you're going to do here is you're going to collapse the arm down. You're going to collapse this entire assembly down so it's sitting down in here just like that. And then you can bring the arm down and just fold it in, and it will sit in here just like that. And that's how you want that looking. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just bring that in, rotate that in, rotate that bicep. So that green section is facing out. Rotate that hand around, open up his fingers, so you can just untab this section and swing it up. And again, this is on a ball joint as well, so use that ball joint, bring that around, sit that there on the side like that, and then you can rotate his hand back out, curl his hands up into a fist, like so. Then come here, bring this door section out, just kind of rotate it, get out of the way. You're probably going to pop it off the ball joint. Lots of ball joints, lots of panels on this guy. So once you've done that, again, just collapse all of this in like that, and then bring that arm down and get everything sitting as close to flush as you can. You can just kind of rotate this around. That's going to be its final resting place right there. So that's pretty much how you want that looking. We're not securing anything yet because we still have some more to do. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this windshield section here and just kind of bring this up and over. You want to make sure that this section is sitting underneath where this slider is. So you want it tucked in right under there like that. And you have a tab slot connection right up in here. So just try to get everything lined up as best you can. It should just drop right down, if it wants to work with you anyway. There we go. And it should sit in there just like that. Same thing the other side. Just bring that down. And again, make sure that this section here, this hinge section here, is sitting underneath where that slider is. And that should just drop right down. Make sure this is out of your way. And there you go. So you got that sitting where it needs to go. Once you've done that, now these side windows here can just kind of tab up into the side like that. Tab up into the side like that. And of course things may come untabbed as you're doing this. Again, this is a very fiddly figure. Try to get everything as secured up as possible. So it looks roughly like that. So now we want to get these panels in place. You want to start off with this side first. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to kind of go in at an angle here. And just kind of slide it in. And it should just sit in place like that. Once you've done that, you want to hold this in place because sometimes when you're moving this into place, you can knock this out of whack. So just get that sitting right in there. And then once you do that, you can then lock the two together. Again, just being very mindful of what you're pushing and what you're pushing against. But it should all just click into place and lock in just like that. And now that that's done, you can come in here and just flip out these little green sections, little bicep sections, just flip those out. You can also, while you're here, it's a little easier to do it now, just take that landing gear and flip that out. So now what we're going to do here is now we're going to basically straighten all this out, get all that lined up, and all of this will rock back on this double hinge that's right there. So rock all this back, kind of bring it down at an angle here, and all of this should just work its way in to either side like so. And you can line up all these panels here. You have multiple tabs and slots right up here as well. So just get everything lined up as best you can. Squeeze it all together. Again, panels may come undone as you're doing this. Like I said, you have to mess with some things kind of over and over again before you get everything where it needs to be sitting, but you can get everything where it needs to sit. Just make sure everything is lined up just right. Like so. Again, some things may come undone in the process. Just get it all squeezed back together. Get everything lined back up. Again, some things may come undone on you while you're doing this, but that's pretty much what you're working with there. So now you want to take these panels here and just swing them out. Just swing everything out as far as it'll go. Bring this up. And this will just come up and under. You have tabs that will go underneath these sections here. So again, just line everything up. And you should be able to just swing all this in. Like that. And all that should just drop right up in there, like that. Same thing on the other side. Just get all that situated. Yeah, it takes a bit of doing because we're messing with a lot of panels here. Just try to be more patient than I'm being right now. There we go. Get everything seated right there. And again, as you're messing with things, other things may come undone. It's just the way this figure works. But make sure all that's situated. I'll get all this seated back where it's supposed to go. Okay, so now we're at the home stretch. You want to take these sections here and just rotate them around. So those missiles are facing forward. They have the landing gear here that you can flip out. Like so. You can angle those how you want. Now as far as this section goes, as you can see, it is sitting off center. You just want to rotate this entire assembly in. So it is then sitting nice and centered, and then you can open up these blades like that. Straighten everything out. Same thing with this top section. Just rotate all this around, straighten those blades out. And there you go. There you have Hurricane in his alt mode. And now to get him back into robot mode, you're just going to take these blades here and just compress them in like that. You're doing that to both sides, or both sections rather. Just compressing all of that up. You're going to take this entire assembly here and just shift that outward. So it is sitting off center, just like that. We can flip in these landing gear, like so, and then these sections will just rotate back, and we got that done. Next, we're just going to come to the sides here. I found the best way to do this, just kind of give us a little wiggle here, just kind of crack it, and get that out. And just kind of give it a little wiggle here, and you can just free up these panels here, and you can bring these down, like so. You can flip these little panels in, flip these little panels in, and there you go. So now you can take this entire assembly here, make sure you untab this top section first. Just take this, and again, just give it a little wiggle wiggle, and bring all of this out, like that. We can then flip this landing gear in. We can flip these little panels in, like so. And we can just undo all this. Just undo this side first, and then undo this side. And then just bring the arms up. Then you just want to come in here, just undo these little side windows. Be mindful of this little tab right here. And then you can pop these windshield sections up and out like that. And just untab it and just kind of bring it up and over. Swing that to the back like that. And at this point now we can get these arms all situated, so just straighten this arm all the way out. Take this little door section here, just rotate it around, and it'll just kind of swoop into place right there. We can take this section, just kind of swing this out, get it out of the way. Again, just want to rotate the hand in, open up the fingers, then just kind of bring this to the side, just swing that around, and then rotate this, and come around, and there is a little tab that will go into the slot right here, so just line that up, and that will just tab itself into place like that. You can just bring that out a little bit there, not all the way, just bring it out a little bit just so you have room to work on the other arm. So just bring that up, just straighten all this out. Take this door, again, just rotate it at that ball joint, and then just kind of bring it in. It'll just kind of swoop itself into place. And just rotate that hand in, open up the fingers. Again, just use all those hinges at your disposal to swing all of that around. Rotate this around, bring this around and under, and it will tab in right there. You can bring the arm out, you can rotate the arm at the bicep. That's now facing forward, and then just rotate that hand around. Get everything seated where it needs to go. Again, rotate the arm at the bicep, rotate the hand, and just get everything seated right there. And you got that going. So now we can take this panel here and just untab it, just loosen that up, get that out of our way. So what we're going to do here is take these little panels and just slide them down and forward. Take this, slide that down and forward like that. And we're going to bring his head up. We're going to bring down that little section, his little neck section, bring that down. And make sure you have this clear, just bring that back, push it down. It will just click itself into place like so. This panel here will flip under. Be mindful of that hinge, it's pretty tight. Actually, before we do that, my apologies, we want to take these door sections here and collapse them in like that. So sitting flush against that nose. Bring that in. Again, be careful because these hinges, at least on my copy, are very tight, so exercise caution. And with that sitting like that, now we can take this panel and bring that in, and then all this will collapse in at this hinge as well. And once we have that done, we're going to bring it down on this hinge and then bring it up at this hinge. And these hinges are a bit snug on my copy, so be careful. And then all this will just kind of feed right up under here like that. So just kind of push all this in. There you go, and that will sit there to form the chest. And now we can kind of bring his shoulders up like that. And there you go. You can just rotate the arms down. Again, just get all those joints situated here so everything is oriented properly. These shoulder pads, you can have them up, have them down. We'll leave them down for now, just to keep them out of the way. Again, just get everything situated here. You have hinges here to work with as well, and that'll help you get this panel tabbed in on either side. And these panels are just gonna, these windshield sections are just gonna sit behind his shoulders, like so. And we got the upper body all done. So now we need to just disengage this entire section here. Make sure these two panels are undone. Unclip that. Unclip all this, and kind of pull this section up, or pop it off the ball joint altogether. That's also an option, at least for me. So undo all of this, get it all split down the middle. Here, it does hold together very securely, I will give it that. There we go. Pop this panel back in. And this ball joint just likes to come undone pretty easily on mine. There we go. So now we got that split, and we can take the hips here and we can shift them back up. Just shift them back up. They will swoop into place. A little soft click. You'll feel them set themselves into place. So now we can work on the legs. So what you want to do first is you want to just take this little assembly here, just kind of clear this so you can just swing all of this out, so you have your room to work. And now you want to take this section here and just slide it out again. You can kind of get this out of the way just so you have a little bit more to hold on to. And just, again, just kind of give it a little wiggle, 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 and it will slide itself out like that. Once you have done that, this section here will come down on this double hinge. So bring that down. This yellow panel will just drop down and sit behind this other panel just to give the leg some more dimension. So just bring that down. That will now shift down and sit over the shin here. You then want to bring this section down, this little tab notch here that will sit in. If you have everything seated properly. There we go. And then you're just going to drop this down, and you have a little tab that will go into a little slot right in here. So that should just drop itself in. Right like that. And then this will wrap around, and you have a little tab that will go into this slot right here. And sit just like that. You can take this little fin and just bring that back. So what we can do now, take this and rotate it in. All of this will come up. A little tab slot connection for it right there. Then you can just bring the foot down, bring up this little spike, flip out his heel, which again is quite snug on my copy. Just get that pulled out, and then just take his toes, just kind of bring them in. You can angle them however you want. Bring that foot up. Like that, and then you can just rotate all of this forward so it's sitting like that, and you got that section all done. So now we're going to take this whole thigh assembly here and just shift it down, just part way. So now we're going to take all this, collapse this down like that, and then just shift this in on this double hinge like that, and then we can bring that down the rest of the way and just slide that tab into this notch right in here so it's sitting like that. Then you can bring this back so it's sitting flush against the leg, and there you have that leg all done. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just bring all this out. Again, make sure you have this little section cleared. Bring that out. Again, just bring that in just so you have more grab onto here. Give it a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So you can extend this section here. The section is quite tight. It is a little scary. Bring that out like that. And then you can rotate this section out. Bring this up. Again, you have a little tab slot connection right there. And then you just bring the foot down. Again, you can do what you want with the toes. Bring that a little spike up. Bring the heel out. Getting very snug on my copy. Bring that out like that. Then you just bring that foot up. And you got that done. This section here. Just bring that down like halfway. Take this panel. Bring it back. Just tuck it in under. Make sure it doesn't pop off the ball joint like it constantly does on my copy. Bring that the rest of the way down. And it'll sit there like that. Swing this section out so you can bring that down and around. Again, you have a little tab notch connection right there. And if you have everything lined up just right, it should just drop right in. And then, same thing, tab slot connection right there. Drop that in. Bring that around. That'll tab in right here. There you go. Then you can rotate that leg forward. And you got that bottom part all done. So now for the thigh section, again, just bring that out, collapse this back on that double hinge, collapse all this down and in, like that, collapse that in, swing that into the thigh, and again, that will just sit itself right in there like that, and bring that back, if it hasn't done it for you already, and there you have the legs all done. So what's going to happen now is we're going to collapse things down on this hinge right here. So just take this and just collapse it down. Like so. And all this is going to get collapsed up. So you want it looking like that. And there is a tab that will go into this slot right up in here. So just line that up. And just push it down, and it should just pop itself in like that. Lock itself into place right there, and you got that done. So now we can work on the backpack here. First we can take these sections here and just bring them down behind the shoulders. This panel right here will just raise up. These little sections here will rotate down on either side. Rotate down, then you can take this whole assembly and just kind of push it in. So it just follows the angles of his back, like that. And now for this, you're just going to open this up, and you have a tab slot connection for it right here. Hold those together, and then you have a little tab slot connection right here for this side to lock that into place. Just line that up. That'll tab itself right in. These blades you can angle however you want, but we'll just leave them down like that. Again, you can just angle that up, angle that down, do what you want. Shoulder pads, we'll just take these and bring them up and over. You can leave them like that. Again, you can do what you want there. But there you go. There we have Hurricane back in robot mode.